What's it been like for you having your romantic life be so public, and then when you break up, it's public, and then if there's a potential reconnection, it's public, and then I feel like that is kind of, I mean, for anyone I've ever interviewed, for anyone I've ever known, that seems to be one of the hardest things, because it's brutal for both people, fans, audiences, people in people's private life. Like, walk me through what that's been like, and maybe where certain songs felt connected to that experience.
Yeah. Brutal. It's, I mean, honestly, I think Camila and I have just done the best job at preserving our private little fire of love for each other, because no matter how strong mentally you are, when there are millions of people commenting on it, it's so hard not to be affected by it, and to be swayed by it, and to be inspired by it, and to desire it because people desire it, or to hate it because people hate it. And it's just human. And I feel like her and I have just like worked extremely hard to just protect each other and protect that love, you know, and I learned a lot about that. And it's part of it. It's definitely part of it, and there's no getting away from that. But if I'm being completely honest, I don't really go on social media anymore. So I don't really see or care what people say about my love life or my relationships, because it's just, it's honestly too detrimental to the actual relationship itself, that I've become pretty strict on that part of it, you know. But it's crazy, man. We're not in a movie. This is not a movie. Celebrities are, you know, sometimes maybe they think they are, and sometimes they literally are. But like, it isn't a movie. This is real life. This is real love, and love is confusing and hard, and goes through dips, and goes through pauses, goes through breaks, goes through so much. And so, yeah, I really feel for everyone who goes through that, you know. And I just feel like, as a celebrity, I just want to just come at it and be really truthful from the place of, this is what love is like for me, you know.
What have you both done, and maybe obviously speaking for yourself, but what have you done to protect the relationship, apart from distancing yourself from the noise? What else has been useful in protecting it, whatever a relationship may be in any phase?
For me and for us, I think immense honesty, just like over communication, you know. Like, I felt this way when I was doing this interview, and I said this thing, and it felt weird, and I'm sorry if it came off like that, and you know, I love you, and that's my, you know, it just immediately cuts through any type of assumption that I could make, or she could make from anything. And you know, we're both amazing at that. I'll be the first to text her, she'll be the first to text me, and we just, as long as we're good, all the noise is just noise. And that's been a huge part of it.
Yeah, so rather than be like, oh, I hope they don't see that, or I hope they don't see that, it's like, oh, I'm just going to tell them why I was feeling that way.
Yeah.
And then how do you open yourself up to receive that honesty when it isn't comfortable, let's say?
I think it's also just a part of just understanding the situation we're in, as, and not only as celebrities, but artists, you know, being two people that make music and tell the story of the heart. And that's just a big part of it. And we both are very aware of that, you know. So just having respect for the fact that we're storytellers, you know.
Wow, and that takes a lot, though.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of maturity.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like a really mature perspective to have.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been doing it since we're very young. So I think at this point, we're just like, we hopefully just have a great respect. So I don't think either of us would ever cross a line, you know. We deeply respect each other.
That takes a lot, man. It's so hard to, like, you know, as I've always said to you, you're an old soul, because I'm like, I know people like twice your age, maybe even a bit more than that, who struggle with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard to actually have that perspective and understanding and respect for someone's personal, professional, you know, orbit.
It is, yeah.
And it's hard when it's two people too. It's easy for one person to do.
I'm just lucky. She's an amazing human being, and she's incredibly understanding and thoughtful and caring. So communicating with her is not difficult. And I think that's just probably a huge part of it.
Yeah, yeah.